Low blood sugars at night are the worst. They can be uncomfortable, scary, and they can really ruin a good night's sleep. So in this video, I'll show you my 3 favorite ways of treating low blood sugars at night without even getting out of bed. And one of them won't even require you to brush your teeth afterwards. But treating lows is only part of the story. I'll also be showing you some tips on how to reduce the risk of those scary nighttime lows happening in the first place. Thinking about my 3 favorite ways to treat lows at night, I realized that the first one is the natural no additives way, the second one is the no need for brushing, and the third is the OG, which is also the fastest. Can you guess what they are? I'm not really a hardcore, all natural, no additives kind of girl, but I really like this option. This is a fruit pouch. This is the Go-Go Squeeze brand that I get in my local store, but you can also get other brands. I don't really think that matters that much. What does matter is that it's 100% fruit, and this one has 16 grams of carbs. Okay, so there are a few reasons why this is one of my favorites. First, I did promise you options that does not require you to get out of bed. These pouches don't need to be stored in the fridge, so I just have it in the drawer of my nightstand, ready to go when I need it. Second, I have a little bit of a hard time digesting straight up juice, so this fruit mush is just a little easy on my system. And then finally, this is pretty much the perfect serving of carbs to treat the low blood sugar. You might have heard about the 15-15 rule. Maybe your doctor told you about it. The concept here is that when you have a low blood sugar, you're supposed to treat it with 15 grams of carbs and then wait 15 minutes. So 15-15. After the 15 minutes are up, measure your blood sugars again. If they're back in a healthy range, you're good. If not, you repeat 15-15 again. So these pouches are great. Having them in the bedroom at night means I don't have to venture into the kitchen. I don't have to decide what's 15 grams of carbs. It also helps me from overeating when I'm having a low blood sugar. The only real downside, as I see it when it comes to these pouches, is that after consuming it, I have to go brush my teeth for good gum teeth health. That's annoying because I really value my sleep. Getting up in the middle of the night, having to turn on the light, having to brush my teeth can really make it hard to fall asleep again. So I also found a way to treat low blood sugars without getting out of bed and without the need for brushing my teeth. And no, I'm not talking about injecting glucagon or just waking up with furry teeth. No, this solution actually raises blood sugars and so it can help you maintain good teeth hygiene. It's these little guys, Skittles. This is what they call fun size Skittle bags. I got the big one because it was on sale, but you can just as well just get a regular bag of Skittles. But the beauty of these are that they're 14 grams of carbs, so almost a 15 we need to stick to the 15-15 rule. And honestly, I don't find that that 1 gram makes much of a difference. What makes Skittles so brilliant is that they're fairly small and then the surface is coated. That means that they're fairly easy to swallow and they won't dissolve as soon as you put them in your mouth. I have a bottle of water next to my bed, as well as the Skittles. Okay, I have everything by my bed. Keeps me alive, it's great. What I do at night is I'll take a sip of water and then I'll pop 1 to 2 Skittles in my mouth and then just swallow them and then repeat up to the 15 grams. Well, 14 when it comes to Skittles. And I actually don't always eat all the Skittles in the bag. The 15-15 rule is great, but I also know that I don't always need 15 grams of carbs to get my blood sugars back in range. Sometimes I need less. In the early hours, so around 5 a.m., if I have a low blood sugar, I find that I generally only need 5 to 10 grams of carbohydrates to treat a low blood sugar. If I eat more than that, my blood sugar will end up running high, and I'm not okay with that. I base this off experience. I just know that in the morning, my hormones are pushing glucose into the bloodstream, getting me ready for the day, and I'm also just more insulin resistant, which just means that I need less carbohydrates to treat the low blood sugar. For me, the only real downside to Skittles is that I really enjoy eating them. So I'm more likely to eat them even when I don't have a low blood sugar if I have them around the house. I do think it helps a little bit that they're in these little baggies rather than in a big open bag of Skittles. But yeah, this could be a little challenging. That was the all-natural as well as the Skittles way of treating low blood sugars at night without even getting out of bed. But I want to include one more option in this video, and that is the OG way of treating low blood sugars, and it is so for a reason. Because this is the fastest way to raise blood sugars up to healthy levels. It's glucose tabs. Yep, the ones that you can get at your local pharmacy or online. And I know what some of you are thinking. You're like, wait, Christelle, no, stop. These chalky things are super gross. And you're right. if you buy the wrong ones, they're really gross, but they're good options. Welcome to my local CVS, and here you see their options. The tropical ones, they're okay. The grape and the orange are absolutely disgusting. I would not get those, do not recommend. The raspberries are okay, but my favorite are these ones. Those are the strawberry glucose tabs. Those are actually pretty okay. Another great option for glucose tabs are these chocolate marshmallow tabs that I found on Amazon. They're a little bit more expensive, but they're super tasty and they come pre-packed in these little packages of 4, which made me think of this little container that I have for my tabs. This is more for when I'm out and about rather than at home at night, but yeah, it's brilliant. It's a guy with type 1 diabetes who makes these, so yeah, you can go support him. So back to treating low blood sugars at night and why glucose tabs are so effective. I have a whole jar by my bed alongside all of my other stuff. This is also what I bring with me if I travel. I mean, it's TSA approved, there's no liquid in here. And I don't ever want to be in a situation where I'm in a hotel room at night, go low, and don't have any glucose. I'm just never going to let that happen. The reason why glucose tabs are so effective is that this is dextrose predominantly, and it has a glycemic index of 100. The glycemic index indicates how fast the food raises blood sugars, and the index goes up to 100, so this is as fast as it gets. At night, I do like them because they're so easy to dose. 4 tabs are about 15 to 20 grams of carbs, depending on the tabs that you choose. And as mentioned, I don't always need that much. Sometimes I just need 1 or 2. Another upside to tabs is that although I like the taste, it's good enough. It's not so great that I'll be munching on them when I'm not having a low blood sugar. I'd say the big downside is that if you use tabs to treat your low blood sugars at night, you definitely need to brush your teeth after. And I can also tell you that if you inhale them and you get them in the wrong pipe, especially when half asleep, that's mighty uncomfortable. Those are my 3 preferred ways of treating low blood sugars at night without having to get out of bed. So before we get to those things that you can do to help try and prevent these lows from happening in the first place, let's just recap. So we have the fruit pouches for when I don't want to get out of bed and I don't want to chew anything. Then I have the Skittles for when I don't want to rebrush my teeth. And then finally, the glucose tabs when I just need my blood sugars to come up really fast. For us living with insulin-dependent diabetes, the only reason why we go low is because we have too much insulin circulating. So the first thing that we can do is to adjust our meds. And when it comes to overnight lows, there's a high likelihood that it's your long-acting insulin that needs adjustment. So take notes, bring your meter or your CGM to your next doctor's appointment and discuss options. Another option could be to eat something small before bed to help your blood sugars from crashing. I like a combination of fat, protein, and a little bit of carbs. Greek yogurt with peanut butter and a few berries really works for me. The protein from the yogurt and the fat from the peanut butter slows down the release of the glucose into the bloodstream, meaning that I get more of a soft, gradual increase in blood sugars rather than a quick spike. What is your go-to for treating low blood sugars at night? And what do you do to help try and prevent them from happening in the first place? And I guess, is it even different from what you do during the daytime? Leave me a comment down below this video. And while you're at it, why not also subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications? That is that little bell. That way you'll be informed whenever I post new content. You'll never miss a thing. You can, of course, also check out some of my other videos on life with diabetes. You can do that right here, as well as on the main channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you next time.